Hi. Welcome back to Mimosas with Mickey. That's Mike.
I'm Mike, and that's Ruthie.
Hi, I'm Ruthie. And we are Mimosas with Mickey, and we have a great episode for you today. We're excited to get started, so let's kick us off the way we only can kick us off.
Yeah, it's a countdown. It's a final countdown. There we go.
Three, two.
Oh, this one's tight. That's what somebody said. 3,
Two.
2, 1, and...
Opa!
Oh, did I get you right? Producer rating to get hit. Open. Okay. And reach around
I
there.
caught it.
There's the old reach around. Nice catch there.
Way to go, Reagan.
It was the old ricochet. All right, there's your mimosa. So we can start mimosas.
All right,
with
so
Mickey.
here, welcome to Mimosas with Mickey. Today, we're going to kind of go opposite what we did our last episode. Last episode talked about going to the parks without any rides. What are you doing at the parks without any rides? This episode, we are on the rides, and unfortunately, you don't have lightning lanes. Okay, so our topic, I know,
lanes.
our topic today
Whatever will you do?
is which lines are worth waiting in and which ones you avoid at all costs.
Well, I think there's people out there like you that all lines are worth waiting in because you're going to ride the rides.
But there's also people like me who don't do it without lightning lanes, and so no line is worth waiting in.
Okay, the reason she does it without lightning is because my life is much better because there's some of the lines that I definitely don't want to stay
So
in.
today is best and worst queues at Walt Disney World.
Absolutely.
Walt Disney World does, in general, do a really good job at queues. Their idea is that the show starts from the minute you walk into the park. So even when you're standing in a line, you're in the show, you're supposed to be immersed in the ride, you're supposed to be starting to get in the mood.
I really like, especially at Disney World versus Disneyland, it's not underground. It's the first floor of Magic Kingdom, and they built the floor up. But one thing that Walt made sure that he did was make sure that you didn't get cross-pollination of different lands. So
Right.
you wouldn't see somebody from Fantasyland going through Frontierland.
Right.
And vice versa. And it wasn't a confusing thing. So the true immersion and the fantasy and what they have made is kind of impressive.
Right. And that goes all the way down to the queues.
The queues, absolutely.
So I thought we'd kind of do a little back and forth here. We'll start with a really good queue. I'll say a good queue, you say a good queue, and then you say a bad queue, I'll say a bad queue, and we'll go off and we'll play off of each other until we've kind of exhausted this topic. I'm expecting a little bit here. So I'm going to start because I got one that this is one that I actually have a hard time doing a lightning lane for because the queue is so good. It's so immersive. It's so beautiful. And this is at Animal Kingdom. It's Flight of Passage. So this is in the Avatar area. Pandora is what they call it there.
Okay.
And the line starts when you're under these beautiful floating mountains. I say floating mountains. They look like mountains that are floating in the air like you'd see in Avatar and Pandora. As you get closer in, you go into the jungle.
Yes.
Then you get into the facility, the scientific facility that...
Which is air conditioned.
Right, and that's nice. It is air conditioned. But you go through different areas of the facility, ending up with the last section that you're in right before you get on the ride. You actually get to see one of the avatars, huge, 8-foot tall, floating in this tub of water and everything. And you see all the scientific things. It's a lot of fun to walk through, lots of things to see, lots of immersion. It gets you in the mood for what you're about to do.
I'm not going to argue with on that one because, again, those floating clouds and everything that's going on, it's when you're headed that way, it is actually the first photo opportunity, and I highly suggest this. Anytime you go, get the photo pass because every time you walk by one of the professionals, you get, especially a group or a couple photo, and there's no selfie involved, and you get the background, and they do the magical stuff with it. But the floating clouds is the first.
Floating mountains.
Floating mountains in the clouds is the first opportunity in that land that you get to do your photo shots. And I really like that as part of going into the ride line itself. And that one is one of the really great examples of a queue that, how long does that thing get? 120 minutes?
Yeah.
It's a long one, but you get into the air conditioning very soon, and when the waterfalls are going around you, it doesn't feel
beautiful.
that bad in there. It's a great queue.
You don't have
you don't have
the
a
back
lightning
and
line.
forth. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your
I
first
totally
favorite
agree.
one?
My first favorite one. Ooh, I'm don't write it that often, but I do like the cue for Peter Pan.
Peter Pan's, yeah,
At
Peter Pan's
at
flight
Magic Kingdom, the flight.
in
Walking through
Fantasyland.
in Fantasyland. I'm telling you, from the time and yes, it gets a little hot on the first runarounds of the line, but there's always something, Easter eggs in every picture. There's something that's going on. You got to be really. I mean, you could spend more time looking at the pictures, trying to pick things out, and then there's interactive stuff. Not the real interactive stuff where you're doing on some of the other cues, but it's a really interesting line to go in. And once you get inside in the air conditioning, and
I'd say it's pretty interactive. I mean, one of the areas you're looking at a shadow of yourself and you see bells and you can like ring the bells. You see
True.
Tinkerbell flying
True.
all around.
Yep.
It's just got such fun things to do while you're in line. Yeah.
And again, it's not something that we ride that often, but when I get the opportunity, and when the queue is down or we get a lightning lane on it, it is a good one to. If you're going to stand in the queue, that's a good one to be in.
That's a good one. Okay, now what about a bad one for you?
A bad one. Okay, this. Man, we talk about this stuff all the time because there's some rides that I just say, no, not standing in that line. I think the worst one that really, and I love the ride, again, Animal Kingdom, Jungle Cruise.
No, Magic Kingdom. Yeah,
Yes.
Magic Kingdom.
That's, I said that.
I know. Sorry.
But the Jungle Cruise, when you don't get a lightning lane in that one and you have to stand outside the entire time, and yes, there's things to look at if you're on the outside of the queue, but if you're stuck in the middle going back and forth and around, that is it. Even with their fans, there's no air moving. It is stifling hot.
Yep.
It is, and by the time you get on the ride to sit down, you're like, thank goodness I didn't pass out.
And you're right next to each other, just back and forth this the entire time. I don't like those switchbacks.
Yeah, I don't like the switchback either. And it was even worse during COVID when they had the screens up.
Yeah, that was bad.
No air moving. But that's the heat and
Yeah.
That's
Another bad one for me is going over to Hollywood Studios to a ride I really love, again, Slinky Dog Dash. I cannot stand that line. The entire line is in the sunshine except for the last little bit. There's no shade except like umbrellas every 10 feet or so that just don't really cover anything.
Totally agree.
There's not anything fun to look at. Great ride, but the lines are long. And Toy Story Land, as magical as it can be, it is also just so full of kids. And again, we are usually talking about adulting at Disney. I don't like being hit by strollers and all that the whole time.
And that Slinky line is the rope drop. Hollywood run, everybody's running to it. The only saving grace in the morning, if you don't get there, you're not in the blaring sun.
That's
to
true.
stand outside of that line.
That's true.
But I totally agree with you. Great ride. I mean, it's fun. It's quirky. It's fast. I mean, it goes through it, but not enough to go on. God, no, I got another one on later. But
Good or bad? A good one.
A good one for me.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Boy, it really sounds fun. I got a lot of ones that I really like because they really theme it well. But I'm just going to go right now with the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And people are going to disagree with me on that, but just hear me out, right? I'm going to tell you the line goes too fast.
Too fast?
Okay. So again, no lightning lane. You're in the normal queue line, but I take out my data pad as I'm going through the ride.
Tell them what a data pad is.
Okay. So it's on your Disney app, Play Disney app, and it keeps track of your profile. It's one of those that in Batu, you can be a bounty hunter. You can be on the Imperial side.
So basically, if you open the Play Disney app while you're in Galaxy's Edge, it opens up and it changes.
It's a data pad.
It changes from the Play Disney app to your data pad.
Yeah.
And that you are immersed in the Star Wars universe, and you create a character if you want to be a rebel, if you want to be in the
Empire. Yep.
Yeah. You want to be in the First Order. You come up with what
Yep.
you want to do, and it gives you tasks to do.
Yep.
And those things maybe answer, tell me, how many times you see this symbol in this line.
Okay, so in line, you get behind the falcon, and it depends on where you're at in the queue. So if you're on the bottom of the falcon, it's going to ask you if you can see this or you can see this part of it. And
How
then
many
it's gonna-
ports there
How many
are.
ports do you count? And you get money,
Credits.
to spend on different things in that app. So what I ended up doing, because we were moving so quickly and they were asking me questions about everything on the Falcon, and then they were asking questions about stuff in the queue and in the line. So I started taking pictures. So when we moved, I would have to have Ruthie look up the picture and go, how many ports do you see?
He's
How many...
also been known to let people pass us in line so he can
Yes.
continue playing the game.
Okay, it's all fun. So, and you do get a little bit of outside in the heat, but for the most part, you're in the air conditioning. In that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's a
And
great
so,
line.
but for me, I
You have a
get
blast.
to spend. I didn't even notice that I was in line.
You're fine being in line for a good 80 minutes on that
Easily.
one. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like keep me there. I got things to do.
I love it.
That's a fun one. I really like that one.
I've got another good one. We're going to stay at Hollywood Studios.
That's a great
right
place to
across
be.
the way from Slinky Dog, which again, I didn't like Slinky Dog, but Toy Story Mania. I love this line. And I love it because, okay, we are firmly Gen X. We were 70s kids. Toy Story Mania.
I don't look at. I know you're just going what? But
Yeah, they thought you were Gen Z.
Boomer. Come on, man. They didn't think us Gen Z.
Anyway, we were 70s kids, and the Toy Story Mania line, it's starting to take you into Andy's bedroom is the idea. Andy's toy box, and the toys under the bed is where the ride is. But as you go through, you're seeing these huge versions of the toys that we had when we were kids. So Old Maid cards. I hadn't thought about Old Maid in 40, 50 years until I went and I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that card. Like this card with this character on it. I knew this. Everything looks like it's made of Legos and Tinker Toys and, like I said, crayons and popsicle sticks. And it all looks like the things that were our toys as a kid. It was our toy box. And
Tinker Toys.
Tinker Toys, yeah. There's things that I see, Lincoln Logs, and there's things I see. I go, oh my gosh, I didn't remember that, but it's so cool to see it. And it's so accurate. Like the instructions are on the back of the box, the warnings on the Crayolas.
I'm glad you like that one, but you remember that one time we got stuck in there.
I do. The line.
2 hours. We almost missed our back in the lightning lanes.
No, we almost missed our dining reservation. Yeah.
No, we ran to Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, that's right. It was a fast pass.
Fast pass.
But yeah, we got stuck in there. The ride went down, but we were having fun looking at everything,
Yeah.
and we were talking to people next to us and having a great time.
It did feel like
It
you
has
were in a toy box.
So it has a lot of switchbacks.
saying,
Gets a lot of
switchback.
people in there, but there's so much to look at. So I like it
was.
because there's so much to look at and it's entertaining
No, I
for
agree.
me.
But I'm going to give them kudos because somebody somehow overheard us that we were about to miss something. When we got up to where you pick up the glasses, a cast member came over, said, "You two come this way," and
Cut us around a bunch of
cut us
people.
around a bunch of people, sent us over a bridge. They weren't using it, and down and onto the ride. We made our stuff.
That was
So,
fantastic. Little pixie dust.
little pixie dust on that one, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, all right,
So another bad one.
you're up.
I'm up.
I know you're sitting there going, "Hey, they're
Kilimanjaro safaris.
Yeah,
So Animal Kingdom in general always feels like it's about 10 degrees hotter than everyone else.
Oh,
so
it's not humid there, is it?
No, just a little bit. So I was saying Flight of Passage, a lot of it's inside, and the other part that's not is around waterfalls and such like that.
Yeah.
Kilimanjaro safaris, you get into this enclosed, not so much switchbacks, but it's just very enclosed the entire time.
It is.
And it kind of goes down, and there's a heavy ceiling over you, and it just gets really hot.
Yes, it does.
And oppressive.
Yes.
And I love going on the safari. It's one of my very favorite things to do at Animal Kingdom, but I cannot stand that queue.
I'm going to agree with you totally on that one. There's a lot to look at.
In the queue?
Oh,
No, there's nothing to look
Kilimanjaro. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Kilimanjaro
yeah.
safaris. There's nothing to look at in the queue.
Actually, it's horrible.
Yeah, there's nothing to look at in the queue.
It's
Once you get on the safari,
once you get on
it's
the
great,
safari,
but
once you get on the
no.
best favorite ride ever. I love
Queue,
that
there's
place.
nothing.
Oof. Yeah, no, it's nothing. And I'm going to throw in rain.
Oh yeah, when it's raining, then there's like spots in the line that you're still in the rain, even though it's covered
Soaking
because it goes around
wet.
a little bit.
And nowhere to go.
Yeah, but even if it's not raining, I don't like that queue.
Yes, that's a totally bad one right there.
Another bad one for you?
Another bad cue. On the spot. Boy, I tell you.
Maybe we should have rehearsed this.
Why? I like spontaneous.
Four more.
Let me have some more of this. We just opened it. I love the spontaneous back and forth, you know. I just had this. Oh, right across from Slinky Dog. It's those little Martian things spin around.
Alien swirling saucers,
Swirling.
otherwise known as ASS.
I can't take her anywhere, man. I'm just trying to keep this PG-13.
That's PG-13.
I don't know about that. In the sun.
Yes. Kids
Tons
screaming.
of kids everywhere.
And that's such a fun little ride, but the kids hate the
adulting,
ride.
and we have a fun time with it to stand out there and we do that little iPhone thingy where heads up, and even at that you get the little kids playing behind you and you're like, shh, I'll get this eventually. Back to that Gen X stuff.
Okay.
But that one I don't like. Not enough air. Again, a lot of time comes back to comfort. I think they theme most of them pretty well, but the ones that we've hit so far.
That one's not super themed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do one more good one each.
Oof. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to outside. Not real comfortable. Kind of hot. Moves kind of slow, actually. Boy, but when you start getting in there, Haunted Mansion has got so many interactive things on there.
That is a great one.
And I really love the stories. And I've had to go look at some of the YouTube stuff, and I found a ton of backstory on so many things.
So what kind of stuff is there?
Depends on where you're at. As soon as you make it to the haunted carriage, and once you go into the statues of all the people that have lived there and
into the cemetery area, graveyard.
Yeah, once you go into the graveyard, and they start around hitting the sides of the crypt and making music and things like that,
and reading the funny headstones.
There's always some Easter egg in there to pull out. But that's so much fun in there. You don't even realize till you get in. Now, the one thing about it I don't like is they push you down into a room, and then everybody rushes to get out, and then like with two people, I don't have a problem leaving some of those big rooms with you and I.
Right, but with a group.
But when we went with our kids, so that's 6 of us, and people had no problem separating us, and you're trying to get back together, and they're like, no, you go back, or, get out of the way. Other than that, it is by far, hands down, one of the funnest things to look around in.
So where you're talking about, you looked up the YouTube video, and you really should go look this up. When you first get to that part of the queue, really there's 4 busts, and there's 4 of them. There's the twins, and there's a spinster and an uncle. And
you're way better than I am.
Yeah, there's 4 busts there, and that actually is telling the story of a murders. Who killed who among these family and the busts. And it's a really fun little story, and there's hints behind it, but go look up on YouTube, look up the story behind the graveyard busts at Haunted Mansion.
One bust kills another bust,
and you can see the clues on there.
And the clues are on it.
Yeah, that's a fun thing.
And ultimately, who murdered the last one?
Right.
And that's the fun one.
That's that's a great one for you to end on.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to end at Epcot. On Guardians of the Galaxy. So Guardians, I love the ride. So if you don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, you love the ride anyway.
Right. But the reason it fits in at Epcot so well, Epcot has the world pavilions. There's Mexico and there's Norway, all the way around 11 countries. Yep. The idea behind Guardians of the Galaxy is that this is the Xandor Pavilion, the planet of Xandor at Epcot. Mm-hmm. That after we had communication with this planet, they had a pavilion at Epcot. So you are at Epcot, and you're in the Xandor Pavilion learning about the planet of Epcot and the Xandarians and their culture and everything. Yeah. So the line is you are going through their pavilion. You're learning about how the planet came to be around the same time as ours. We were both created from the Big Bang. Yeah. Then you start going in and learning about their cities and their history and their military.
They tie it together really well.
Their what their spaceships look like, what their cities look like. And so you're walking through this whole thing like you're walking through an education pavilion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the ride is actually part of the last thing. I don't want to give away if people haven't done it, but the entire idea.
Who out there hasn't done that? Come
We
on,
we
man.
might have we have some new subscribers actually, and
Do
they
we?
might not, that yes. Hi.
Hi, guys.
They might not have seen it, so I don't want to. But the idea that you're in the Xandar Pavilion
Can
is
I
just
give
so
away
cool
one
to me.
thing though? Because I want somebody out there to say, "Hey, Mike told you to do this," because I do it every time.
You can.
Can I?
Yeah.
So Terry Crews is one of the
In one of the pre-show, this is the
In a
other part
pre-show,
why I
the-
like the
yeah.
line so much, the
Yeah.
cue so much, that there's two pre-shows that kind of stop you and give you time, give you something to look at. But
first,
in one
first
of them,
pre-show. I'm just going to give you the line.
the second pre-show.
Was that in the second?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was. The line is
Terry Crews is talking
Terry
to
Crews
you.
is talking to all of us, and he starts railing on, what do I call you? Epcottians, Epcotters. And there's a pause, and what you need to say is alcoholics,
Because you're at Epcot.
because you're at Epcot.
Everyone
And-
will laugh if you do that, I
yeah,
promise.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to give you one more thing, and this isn't even in the queue there. This is after the ride. After you get off the ride, the last thing that happens before you walk out of the building, and this is also interesting going back to the idea that
Oh,
you're in
yes.
the Epcot, that
Yeah.
you're a pavilion. There's a mirror by the exit, and above it, there's writing in Xandarian.
Yep.
What that writing is actually saying, I don't remember the exact wording, but it's something that each pavilion has telling cast members to check their appearance before they leave. So the idea is now you are backstage at the pavilion and you're about to come out in front
go
of
on
the
stage.
go on stage. And so it's a message to tell the cast members to check their appearance, which I just love. It leads to that whole thing of you're in an Epcot pavilion, and they made it just such an entertaining cue, and even the exit part of it.
Oh yeah. From start to finish, they do not really interactive stuff, but I guess the videos and things are interactive during the queue.
Lots of
It's
you're
just-
learning a lot.
You don't feel like you're in there as long as you are.
No.
when it slows down,
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining. So that's a fun one. That's a great
So
one.
if you find yourself at the parks and you can't get a lightning lane, you don't want to spend the money on the lightning lane, there's lines. I hope that you've learned something today about some lines that are good to
Well-
stand in, some to avoid.
By no means have we hit all of them.
Oh, gosh,
I mean,
no.
we could talk about this for a lot longer because there's so many good and bad stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so many parks.
But what I want to know is, what are your favorites? What are the ones that you hate?
Yeah.
Which are the ones you do? Like, comment, give us
below.
your feedback. We'd love to get your input on this, and we'll bring it up next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, what do you want to hear us talk about? We talk about all sorts of stuff,
Talk
and
about
usually it's
anything.
just whatever comes up to us when we're driving in the car or sitting having a drink after work. And we'd love to hear what you want us to talk about. So
Well,
let
we
us
have
know.
we have great feedback from producer Reagan. She's polling people all the time and pulling things out there. But coming from you guys would be the best.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. Where do we hear from him at?
Oh gosh, we are on all the places
the
you find your
places.
podcast, plus on YouTube.
Where you're watching us now?
Yeah, wherever you find us now,
absolutely.
that's a good place to find us. So just like and comment there. And
Now, if you're just listening to us, we're at Mimosas with Mickey.
yeah.
Go and hit us online and
Yeah.
check it out. So
And until next time.
check it out.
Until next time.
Until next time.
See you real soon.
Thank you for that one.
Bye.